Hello my beautiful crafty friends, I'm Katia with Lunar Sun Creations and I just got a package. I am going to be unboxing and playing with some things sent from Craftreat. They are a company based in India that do all kinds of scrapbooking kind of supplies, mini album supplies, and they have sent me some products. I haven't even looked at them yet, so we're gonna see what we got, and then we are going to work with some of the things. Let's see here. All right. Okay, so I've got some scrapbook templates. I've got a matchbox camera. So these templates are kind of like things that are pre-cut out for you and pre-scored, and then you just put them together. So it comes with all the things that you need except for the patterned paper, I believe. So that's the hexagon explosion box. Then we've got a basic 6x6 album. And then we've got a pocket and tag album. Okay, so let's see, which one should we open first? Let's go with the basic 6x6 and see what that is. And see how fast we can put these together and how simple they are. All right, what do we got? What do we got? Okay, so we have some chipboard pieces. I'm assuming those are for the cover. And then we've got our cardstock, craft cardstock, already scored. Oh, we've got the black and the craft. Okay, oh, so we've got two sets in here. Perfect. Okay, so let's do the craft colored one. All right, and it's got step-by-step instructions on how to do it. Okay, well, this looks easy enough. All right, so let's see here. We've got, this is our album base. We've got some hinges. I'm guessing these are for, well, you know what, let's just do it step by step according to the instructions, and that will probably be the best idea, wouldn't it? Okay, so we take our base, we attach the chipboard pieces to the base. Perfect. I'm glad that they've left a lovely space there. And then we put our score tape around as normal and then wrap it up. Okay, perfect. So let's do that. So Craftreat has all kinds of things, not just scrapbook bases. They've got stencils and stickers and all kinds of things. So go check out their website. Okay, so I've got my adhesive on the back side of my chipboard, and I'm going to put it down onto the base. In the description box below, I will have links to all of these different bases that I've shown you here, and the one we're using right now. If you use the links down below, I will get a small commission, so it will help me out as well as ordering something that is very cool and makes life so much easier. It's no additional cost to you to use those links, but it does help me out. And this is definitely going to go super, super fast. So if you are like needing to make a little album in a hurry, these are going to come in so handy. Okay, easy peasy. Now we'll just put some adhesive all the way around these. So it's doing the same thing that you would do making an album normally, but all the work is done for you, basically. So you don't have to worry about all the extra steps. It's literally just putting it together and adding your pattern paper. Okay, that is done. Now we'll fold these over. I like that they've done this split in between the spine and the covers. Okay, and now the two ends. Okay, fabulous. So far, so good. Okay, and now these two pieces are to cover over these joins, just like this. Okay, so we'll add score tape to the backs of them. I'm just going to give them a little crease. And the score line's already there, so just folding on that score line. Okay, and then adding it into my album, or onto my cover. Okay, so it's going right in the crease. I'm just going to use my ruler in the fold and just fold that up. Okay, well that was the quickest cover I've ever made. Fabulous. Okay, cover, check. And now we've got 6 pages here that are already scored and already mitered. So we're just going to add a little bit of double-sided tape to each one of those score lines and then put them into our album. Now you can definitely add extra bits and pieces to these. You can add some pockets, add some extra flaps. I don't have any craft colored cardstock on hand right now, so I'm not going to do that with this album. This one I'm just going to do super simple, exactly the way that it is intended. And I'm just kind of timing it just to see how long it would take. I mean, it's going so fast. This would be a perfect gift to do with the kids for Mother's Day, because even the kids can do this because there's no sharp tools, there's no cutting, there's no anything like that. You can pick up double-sided tape at the dollar store, and the only other thing that you need is some pattern paper, and they have like packs of pattern paper at the dollar store for $1 as well. So it only cost a little bit, and you can make a quick present for mom with the kids, and then you could cover these with just white cardstock, and or you don't even have to cover them. The kids could just draw on these if you don't want to add pictures or pattern paper to it. And if you wanted to put pictures in and be able to change them out, you can just use those like photo corners, and then they can be interchangeable. All right, so let's add these into our album. I am going to add just a little bit of wet adhesive to these as well as the score tape. So remove the backing, put just a little bit of wet adhesive. Okay, and the first page, you're going to, once it's folded, you're going to put that score line right up to where the album folds. Okay, so make sure that still folds properly. Okay, and then you're just going to continue adding your pages just like you would do like a waterfall. So the next one is going to be right up against the first one. So where this one ends, you're just going to put the next one down, make sure they're straight. And then just do that with all 6 of them. And the pattern paper, since the pages are 6 by 6, the pattern paper that you would cut would be 5 3/4 by 5 3/4, and that way you get that little border all the way around it. So 1 pack of 6 by 6 pattern paper would be awesome, or you just cut a piece of 12 by 12 pattern paper into 4. Oh, I should have overlapped them just a little bit more. Okay, so I have 1 page left over. So I made a mistake apparently, and I did not put these pages close enough together. So you do want to overlap them just a little bit, because I have them butted up against each other. So you do want to overlap them just a little bit in order to make sure that you have enough space for all 6. But I am going to look at this like Bob Ross would. And instead of calling it a mistake, I'm going to call it a happy little accident. And I'm just going to use this piece in a different way. And I went through my stash of paper and found a few scrap pieces of craft cardstock. So look at that. So let's just turn this into something good, shall we? So we're just going to make a couple extra little doodads. So I'm just going to trim this just a little bit. I'm going to use my trimmer. If you don't have a trimmer, you can just use scissors. So I'm just going to cut off, let's say, 3/4 of an inch. And I'm just going to adhere this to the inside cover. Or you could adhere it to the edge of one of the pages. So it's a little bit of a just shorter page kind of thing. Or you could do it at the bottom. There's just so many options that you can do with this. So don't be discouraged. Actually, let's put it on the inside of this page. So I'm going to remove my tape backing, add a little bit of wet adhesive, and just put it onto one of the pages. You can, because it's a 6 by 6, you can put it on any side of the page. So I'm going to put mine right there. And then these extra pieces that I have, I think I'm going to do, let's go top and bottom. I'm going to go one at the top and one at the bottom. Something like that. Or maybe just one at the top. So I'm just going to score this at 1/2 inch. If you don't have a scoreboard, I have a scoreboard, but if you don't have one, all you need to do is measure down 1/2 inch and mark it with a pencil. And then mark it down here as well. And then take your ruler, and you could use the pencil itself. You can use like a bone folder or a scoring tool. Use whatever you have to just make a score line. Okay, just like you just need an indent. So look around your house and see what you got handy. Okay, and then we're going to put some score tape on that. I just want this to be as accessible to people as possible. I don't want you to have to go out and buy a whole bunch of extra tools. That's the whole point of these albums, that they make things really, really simple. Like once you buy these bases, all you pretty much need is some pattern paper and some double-sided tape. And that's it. I add the extra wet adhesive, but you don't have to. It's not absolutely necessary. I just like things to be super, 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 super strong. Okay, I'm gonna put this one at the top of this page. All right, now I'm probably gonna add a couple magnets. Again, if you don't have magnets, you don't need to use magnets. Like this is completely up to you. Like you don't have to add anything to any of these pages. I'm gonna score this one going this way, I think. This is just a chance to like bring out your own creativity, because creating albums does not have to be difficult at all. Okay, I'm just trimming a little bit off each corner, just like the pages themselves had. And we'll put this one here. So you could stop just where you add the pages and then put your pattern paper on, and bada bing bada boom, you have an album. This is completely extra little bit. I just like to add extra things sometimes, and that just that mistake just encouraged me to do that. I'm gonna put one on this other side as well. Okay, so I'm going to put one opposite that first one. Let's make sure they're even. All right, and so if you do want to add a few extra pieces, I always recommend a 1/2 inch, because that gives you enough room for your double-sided adhesive to go on. And if you can't find double-sided adhesive, wet glue will work as well. Let's turn this one into a pocket. So I'm going to put that down, and then I'm going to put just a little bit of double-sided tape on both sides like that. I'm going to put some patterned paper on here. Okay, so now my paper is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. If you are doing this with kids and don't have a lot of craft supplies, I would recommend either a glue stick or double-sided tape for adding the patterned paper, because most pattern paper is quite thin, so if you do use wet adhesive, it can kind of ripple the paper, which you don't want. Okay, and then we're going to remove this tape backing here. Okay, and close that up. And that makes a little pocket. Okay, and on this last page I have this piece that was already folded, so I'm just going to kind of put it in the center right there, but I'm going to do it after I put my pattern paper on here. Okay, so just in case you want to, I will show you how to add a disc magnet if you so desire, but again, it's completely not necessary. I'm going to put a little piece of score tape there. I'm going to put one little disc magnets. So disc magnets are these little guys. They're super, super thin. All right. And then I'm gonna let it find its buddy through the cardstock. Another piece of score tape. And then close it to adhere that magnet. Okay, I'm gonna do one over here as well. This is such a great idea, though, having things kind of like already pre-made, and then you can just add a couple extra elements and it looks like you've slaved for days when in fact it was actually super easy peasy. All right, and I'm gonna adhere this once the pattern paper's on. Okay, so I'm gonna put a few pieces of pattern paper on. So again, the base is 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. If you're adding any extra elements, just measure where it is that you're wanting to put the pattern paper, both horizontally and vertically, and then cut a piece of pattern paper that is 1/4 inch smaller, both horizontally and vertically, and that will fit perfectly. So I'm going to put a little bit of pattern paper on, and then I will show you the last little bits. Okay, so let me do this page with you. All right, so I've got my two 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 pieces of pattern paper for the base pages. That one can go there. All the pattern paper that I'm using is just pieces that I've collected over the years in my stash. It's not even a whole collection. It's bits and pieces of many collections that I've just kind of jumbled together. So for this little card that I made, I'm just putting white on the inside so you can write a little message or something if you are making it for mom. And I did add a set of magnets, just like I showed you how we did on those other pieces. So I'm gonna add some yellow to the front. I just wanted this whole little album to be bright and cheery and sunshiny, just like mom most of the time. Okay, and now I'm just going to add adhesive all over the back of this and just plop it down onto the page. And I think we'll just go straight up and down, just like that. Okay, so let me just kind of quickly show you. I put a little, just a little embossed piece of cardstock in the pocket. And then this opens, and then the back. All right, so Craftreat scrapbook bases. The easiest way to make an album ever. I mean, if you don't add all the extra little bits, this will take you a half an hour. And it is a quick and easy way to make a little gift for someone. Let me know in the comments which one you'd like me to show next. The hexagon explosion box, the matchbox camera, or the pocket tag. All right, so I'm going to check out all of these. So thank you so much to Craftreat for sending me these. And again, there will be links to all of these as well as the 6x6 that I just did in the description box below. And if you use those links to purchase any of these items, I will get a small commission at no extra charge to you. And I appreciate it very, very much. It really helps this channel to keep going. All right, I hope you're having a beautiful day, and I hope that you will give this a try and make something for your mama. Super easy. Anyone can do this. Fabulous. Have a wonderful day. Bye.